Let's talk about the Celtics a little bit. Just 5-5 in their last 10 games. Now just a one-game lead over the Knicks for second seed in the Eastern Conference. Should the Celtics be looking over their shoulder at the Knicks in the East?
Steve put that shit in there. Steve put that.
We are.
Okay, I did write that question.
Oh, Steve, I'm not to protect you. We are a family. It is a Knicks question.
The reason I ask is, does it matter if the Knicks or the Cavs or anybody else have a home court advantage over the Celtics in the Eastern Conference playoffs?
No.
See?
No.
Good.
Maybe
You didn't
that's
have to
what I was
elaborate.
getting.
See, we are a family. I was about to protect it.
No, I'm just saying when it just Knicks came out of nowhere, I'm like, that's a Steve question right there. That's
Yeah, you know my feelings toward New York.
New York Knick. Die hard.
Knicks playing well now, though.
I like the Knicks, man. They're all right.
I know Black.
Really
I mean, but home court advantage.
There's certain.
If they finish 2,
Denver's not like, listen, Denver's not worrying about home court advantage.
well,
They better.
Boston.
They better, because if they see these Lakers in first, that's a different team. We got AD now.
Let's not start that.
Can you please?
There's
Can we-
certain teams
I was
that
giving y'all credit.
Can we
Don't
lie?
do that shit, Joe.
Are we allowed to lie?
There's certain teams that need home court, and then there's certain teams that not.
Stop it.
Denver don't need home court advantage.
Cleveland does.
Cleveland does. And Boston. They've shown that they can win in any arena. It's one of those teams that, like, they probably just coasting. This shit get boring. And then after All-Star break, they could be on a 10-game, 15-game winning streak getting ready for the playoffs. Fuck.
But do we, because I know we keep saying that, and I don't have doubt in this Celtics squad, but watching them play,
they shoot a lot of threes.
this don't look like,
Many.
It looked the same way they did last year.
this don't look like,
Chucking a bunch of shit up there.
Yeah,
but they were running
Yeah,
shit
but it's
last
looking
year, and I
different.
think,
Yeah, they were
obviously,
thirsty to get that championship.
exactly, but the hangover that Tatum played in the Olympics, he's played a lot of basketball.
No, he didn't. He ain't playing the Olympics.
He ain't playing the Olympics.
He was there, though.
He had a free
He had to go.
Yeah,
He had to go.
He was there
He wasn't
drinking the water,
He
waiting
wasn't good enough to play, as they say. He wasn't good enough
But
to
had
play.
to do all the practices.
He was in
had
that
to be out
motherfucker
there,
just like,
had to eat all the baguettes.
Yeah.
Baguettes.
But it's a lot of basketball. And now to ask him to come back and do the same thing.
Not for Jaylen Brown.
nobody's worrying about it. Nobody.
Not for Jaylen Brown.
Should be a little worried.
I want y'all to mark this clip.
I got the Knicks.
Not for Porzingis. Not for Pritchard. Not for.
Yeah.
I'm saying Derek White was there. He played a little bit. Drew was a little bit.
Man, there's a. I mean, the only flaw with them is the only flaw with them is they're driving. They're driving a kick, not driving a score. There'll be wide open layups, and then they're trying to throw it here, and then they're gonna try to kick back to the 3. And I'm like, yo, if you're wide open under the basket, right? Just pass it, just stay right there. But they want to kick back to the 3, and I'm like, y'all making the game very, very hard. Like there's a lot of guards, and I'm gonna just throw it out there. When y'all are doing pick and roll, some of you guys, your first couple times, just go at the big. Just come off, in and out that motherfucker and jump. There's really, the way you guys jump, there's not shit going on down there. These bigs aren't taking charges, right? They not blocking, they not blocking your shot running backwards on their heels. There's not a lot of bigs out there. They got 45-inch verticals. The Kings, the JaVales, them Clipper boys that's sitting there doing this, DeAndre. There's not a lot of them in the league right now where when you jump, they jumping with you, right? These motherfuckers sitting there, you got the Jokic, and he's sitting there doing one of these half the time. Like, you come off the pick and roll, that guard get hung up, run at that motherfucker sitting there doing this. Right? This is what he's doing. He's not ready for you to go by him. But when you come in there, sitting there doing this, slowing your momentum down, you're feeding right into them. Come off 1-2 times, come off straight, go, and jump. Watch what happens. Now when you come off the next time, what you think they had? They under the rim. They're not sitting at the free throw line no more. They're like, oh shit, he done fucked me up. Let me sit under the basket. Now you get to come up, do your little pull-up, come up,
go by.
he give you a little hezzy. He gonna do one of these, go by, dunk him, laugh at him and shit. Like, you gotta be able to play a different game. You sitting here coming off doing a shimmy shade, snaking it a whole bunch of times. You playing Chris Paul. Chris Paul gotta play that way.
Right.
He got De'Aaron. You don't see De'Aaron Fox doing that shit? Like, God damn.
Going point A to B, goddammit.
Think about early Westbrook. Where was motherfucker sitting at? They all, hey, help. All right, put a wall up. Like, he was forced to shoot a free throw jumper.
He was knocking that bitch down.
Right? Because they're running like, soon as he came off or coming down on the fast break,
man.
they just sat under the basket waiting for him. You need to show that you're gonna just take off.
Yeah, that shit terrifying for them big. They scared, yeah. They not want you to go by them. You do it first time.
They just come off hard. Wow. Layup.
Yeah.
No, I know.
They just be sitting, I'm just sitting there like,
Turn that corner.
turn that corner on these.
So we talk about Celtics 5-5 in their last 10 games. Talk about the Cavs as well. Lost 5 of their last 9 games.
Who?
The Cleveland Cavaliers, Guild, the #1 team in Adam Silver's Eastern Conference, featuring #1 option Donovan Mitchell.
Cavs in trouble.
So how do we think that the East shakes out? 1, 2, 3. So the Cavs currently have a 5.5 game lead over the Celtics. Knicks have a
3.
Knicks are 6.5 games behind. Bucks 10 games behind, but Brandon Bucks been playing solid. Took it L to the Clippers, but
Now we're
found it with a win over the Jets.
Where we at, 4?
You're currently at 4,
We gonna stay
26
right
and 18.
there. Yeah, we good right. Yeah, we good right there. We're gonna stay right there.
Pacers lurking behind you guys in the 5th spot. So you think it shakes out the same way? Cavs 1, Celtics 2, Knicks 3. Can the Knicks get on a roll, Steve?
Man, they're gonna get on the road to 3.
Obviously. They'll
Yeah.
be the second seed.
Okay.
So what's the Bucks? So the Bucks are how many
4th
games?
right now.
The Knicks,
So
how
what
many
is-
games?
so
Be
what
the
is-
second seed?
So what is the records?
So Bucks are
No, the Cavs are.
Cavs are 37-9, first in the Eastern
37-9.
Conference. Celtics 32-15, second in the East, 5.5 games behind the Cavs right now. Knicks 31-16, 6.5 game behind the Cavs, 1 game behind the Celtics for the second spot. Bucks 26-18, 10 games behind the Cavs, 3.5 games behind the Knicks, 4.5 games behind the Celtics. Right
Yeah, I mean, Milwaukee can
Shit,
get to
absolutely.
Milwaukee
Go ahead
can
and say
get
it.
the 3rd, but for the most part,
3-4.
they can get the 3rd. Like
2.
New York is not gonna get to 2nd, right? I mean, Boston is the 2nd, right? And they're not Boston's talent. So
Yeah.
Boston is gonna come out of the 2nd round trying
If they do.
Huh?
If they do.
If they do, but for the most part,
They come out after the break. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear you, yes.
Yeah, after the break, they go.
Do you think the
If they
Cavs will
wake
keep
up-
that same momentum after the All-Star break?
5-game
got
lead.
something to-
They got something to play for.
They got something to play. Like this, to them, being #1 is a thing for them. They really believe that they are that. So it's gonna be hard to really,
Yeah.
right? It's gonna
get it
be
together.
hard to knock them young boys.
Yeah, they'll
off.
get it together.
They feeling it. So
Okay.
Shit.
The Knicks might fold though. Their next couple of games before for All-Star
Yeah.
are pretty tough. They got some tough.
2, 3, 4 finna be interesting. If Boston come out in the second half and wake up, they'll be.
yeah, they'd be 2.
They'll be 2. If they wake up second half, they'll be 2.
Yeah.
So
3, 4.
3, 4. That's what I said. 3, 4. That can be
that's a toss-up.
interchangeable.
That's a toss-up.
Depending on who we get in this trade.
thank
No,
you.
no, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Thank you,
It-
Brandon.
All-Star break.
At the end,
Fight back.
it's
Don't
gonna
do
do
nothing.
just like it did before.
Huh?
Don't do nothing.
We're gonna get Bill
Don't do nothing.
or Zach.
Leave him where he at.
Zach LaVine.
I take him. Leave Bradley Beal where he
New
at.
York and New York and
It
Milwaukee.
fucks up y'all chemistry.
The only team y'all looking at is going to be Miami. That's it. How I'm playing the end of the season is how Miami's playing because I'm trying to match up with them. As long as they're in the playoffs, I'm either going to be, it's going to be a 4-5 matchup, it's going to be a 3-6 matchup.
You just want
But
the
it's
Heat.
going to be one of those matchups if I'm Knicks or Milwaukee. Because I know one thing for sure, Jimmy ain't going to be there. And if Jimmy ain't going to be there, fuck that team. That team ain't even good enough to win a playoff series. So that is exactly what I'm trying to do.
Do we anticipate the Heat staying in that 6th spot, though, without Jimmy being there?
But that's what I'm saying. I don't give a fuck.
No
Listen,
Bradley Beal.
So everybody, whoever the
Zach
Heat
LaVine.
line up, that's the
Jimmy's
first
right.
round
I mean,
matchup
we
we're trying to
Zach LaVine compliments Dame Lillard. He's a spot. He's
Oh, yeah.
standstill
Y'all make it-
shooter.
Yeah.
Can still
I think- I mean,
athlete,
I've been
athlete,
hearing
make
Zach LaVine
shots.
Name a lot.
Yeah, Zach. So Zach is one of those guys who don't need
What's
the
the
ball to
difference?
score.
What's the difference in Dame and Bradley Beal?
Both ball dominant.
But besides, they both right. They both need the ball in hand
Yeah.
to score.
Zach don't.
Zach don't.
That's why the Lakers. You don't need the ball. You can play point guard all you want. Goddamn it, just.
And if you really want, you can put that bitch in. You put the ball in his hand. He definitely play that position.
So we asked the chat, should the Celtics be worried
99% said no.
I'm Bradley Beal.
51% said no, 49% said yes.
What? Oh, I forgot.
It's close to 50.
I forgot.
What was the question?
Should the Celtics be worried
About
this season?
worried about what?
49. Yeah, I remember this is the chat.
Worried about
that
what?
Voted Lakers was a C+, and then voted Rashad was right.
Do we I think he asked me, is it obvious?
Yeah,
but
but-
then that was
Yeah, but
Shad, if you're in the chat, fight back. But shout out to ZipRecruiter for sponsoring today's podcast.